So what up, YouTube? Recording second video for today. I'm actually in my cousin's room. I got the lights off and stuff, just chilling. But for this video, I'm about to just show y'all something real fast. Alright. You see how his eyes light up when they're getting pictures of him and they're snapping away? You see the black in his eyes, and I think his eyes are blue. So people say, you see it? Alright, so for those that don't know, your brain is not as strong as you would like it to be, but it's not weak either. Just because we use 10% of the brain really doesn't mean anything. So now I use that light to show you that the brain is the same exact way. So on the left side of your brain, the category is shapes, colors, numbers, drawing, things of that nature. The right side of the brain is reading, being a couch potato, stuff like that. The back is actually adrenaline and something they call the reptilian brain side of the brain. Excuse me. Ooh. I got gas. Anyway, just to let you know, what you were just seeing with Bush and how he kind of had that lizard look is just him having a strong reaction because the back of his brain is probably a little better than some. For example, when he got the shoes thrown at him while he was making that speech. Bush is old. He ducked and dodged them joints like he was in his mid-20s, right? That's my point. So instead of these people saying that it's lizard people, right? And these dark forces, I guess, that rule the planet, they're some type of superhuman or something like that. It's BS, because there are exercises and there are all types of methods to strengthen the brain. There's even vitamins and fish and stuff like that, certain foods that strengthen the brain. Okay, so like anything, the cause is a cause and effect, and then you have side effects, and you have something called recoil. You feel what I'm saying? So what I want to explain is, it's just that there's no lizard people here. And this is my point about planet Earth and what we're taught and things like that, because you're going to show from evolution that we came from primates, and then the primate got smart, and here we are. But then again, you say we came from Adam and Eve, dirt, clay, fire, white sperm, stuff like that. So it's like, which one is it? Alright, so we still haven't mastered where we came from and who we are and what we are eligible and able to do. As you can see, George Bush, old, still has a hairline, still has his hair. You know, he must have had enough biotin and vitamin B supplements to have his hair. My hair grew down here after, I had an accident, and I went through a couple of doctors and I lost my hair. Not through genetics, it was through being wounded. So to say, oh, these people look like lizards, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the fourth, is BS. They're strong, like people that are bodybuild athletes, they use the back of their brain more than the average person does. And the adrenaline goes there, the muscles, how you develop muscles and fight or flight, that's all in the back, the reptilian sensory. Every animal in the world has reptilian sensory. Each and every animal. It doesn't matter if it's a dog. It doesn't matter if it's a gorilla, a bear. It doesn't matter. Each and every living object, each and every living creature with flesh and bones have reptilian sensory, and it is stationed in the back of the brain. Alright? That's all that's about. He's not this supernatural being that's from a different planet like some of these people. It's just BS. It's just strength. It's genetics in a sense, because if your family is strong, you'll be strong. If you got a father that jumped high and a mother that was a good athlete, you'll probably jump high and be a good athlete also. If you have two very smart parents, you'll probably come out really, really intelligent, smart. If your parents have a different skin color than other people, then you'll probably have it also. That's just all it is. It is nothing that's unexplainable. Everything is explainable. Alright? Like, as I said, creatine, muscle milk. The creatine is made from a rhinoceros horn. So they basically take the rhinoceros horn, it's a bone, they make it consumable by making it into a powder. And as you can see, the development of human muscles once the creatine is consumed, their muscles now become that of that animal, rhinoceros. It's not an organic muscle development. As you can see, the side effects is very, very, very dangerous, because you'll get this big muscle growth from consuming this creatine. However, you'll get a bad case of like excess gas you will never be able to get rid of. Not only is the muscle too big for the heart, because the heart is the strongest muscle, and once your body is too big, it's going to be too heavy for your heart, especially if you're not working your heart the right way. But the ligaments that hold everything together, the ligaments are not going to grow and be as strong as the muscle development. So you're vulnerable to, and prone to being injured way more than the average person who never used creatine. See what I mean? You see how the human bodies, us human beings, we can tolerate almost anything. Because if you look in other countries, they don't just eat chicken, turkey, pork, steak, and beef. Some people actually eat other exotic things and consume other animals that most people here in this country don't consume. And they can develop and they could develop a tolerance to stomach whatever they're eating. You know, some people can't eat rice, like myself. I have to only eat rice in the summertime. So I can't eat fruit or rice in the winter. Like I can only eat that in the summertime. You know, so I eat a lot of noodles. You know, I try to be conservative on how I eat. So I like eating greens more than I like eating fruit. Sometimes I don't eat cheese. It was a long time I couldn't eat cheese. I was like really sensitive to, just like how I was to rice and fruits. I was sensitive to cheese and tomatoes and like all types of red paste or whatever. Couldn't do it. So then that happened in the wintertime. And when the summer came, I got extremely hot, right? And like I had like this crazy belch. I'm talking about like I belched and it didn't feel like any other belch. Like it felt like my stomach farted, not like, you see what I'm saying? Like not like how it come out your anus. You know what I'm saying? Like it just like I had like my stomach like it puffed. Like I will never forget this drink at all. I will never forget it. Like my stomach pumped twice, and then it was like, and it released a whole bunch of air, like when it got hot. So I started, and it happened as I was sitting down, like watching TV. Like I wasn't even doing nothing. And my eyes started tearing. My eyes was tearing. For no reason, I got dumb hot. I was sweating for nothing. Like it just felt like a fart just took like everything out of my body. Like, because I was just in the heat. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I really don't like AC. Like, it takes a lot for me to like want to be in AC. Like, I got to be dead tired, or like I've been working out, like probably training again or whatever, to want to like go to sleep in AC. Like, I could tolerate and be under my cover, and it could be like 90 degrees outside. So that's that was something weird. And when I went to the allergist was like, he gave me all the allergy shots. He's like, you're allergic to everything. He was like, you can't eat nothing without having like a reaction. That drink was scary, and I noticed it because I had to change my milk. I couldn't drink like the regular milk or nothing. And this was like in the springtime I went to him, so it was kind of heating up, but it wasn't blazing hot. So I was swelling up and stuff like that, and then my lips were swelled. They turned like a different color, and I just couldn't eat anything. I couldn't eat anything at all. I couldn't tolerate nothing at all. So I was drinking, what's that milk? Not the regular dairy milk, but what's it called? The almond milk and the other milk or whatever that could be in your refrigerator for like 2 months because they took the protein out. It was the protein that was making me sick. I had to eat the vegan cheese, the vegan red sauce with beans. So basically, like, I put it together. I was like, well, when I was training hard, and I was training in all types of weather. Like, I was in blazing hot training, and because I was training year round, and I was in like but literally below freezing, like 16 degrees outside, or when it hit the single digits, I was out there running. I'm talking about layered up with 2 and 3 pair of long johns, running around, like, out, doing what I could do. And I noticed when I stopped and I went, like, because I had to stop. I even had to have surgery because I overtrained. I noticed, like, the rigorous cardio wasn't there anymore, and I was sitting still, and I really wasn't even gaining weight for real. You see what I'm saying? I was just not moving and not exhausting my body. That drink came back to haunt me. So I couldn't eat pizza. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't eat rice. I mean, the meats ain't affect me, but for something like rice to be included in people's diet, and they said, well, this is a healthy way of life, and I have an allergic reaction to it, it's like, wait, time out. Like, is this really, really good? Like, no. Like, all right, what they're saying, like, when they say, like, pork is foul and it's swine, you're not supposed to eat it. However, in a good meal, the rice is making me sick. And I don't think the pork would make me sick. I don't think pork would make me sick or whatever. Like, that started going through my mind. But then, all of this was happening, wintertime or whatever, to spring. I couldn't drink soda. When the summertime hit, I'm talking about June, it was blazing hot. And I felt that, it said, like, my eyes started watering. It was like I had an allergic reaction just by being hot. And I felt like the inside of my body, this is what I'm saying, people should try, like, because I fasted first. I didn't eat nothing. It was too hot to eat, so I stopped eating. And, like, I felt gas in there, whatever. And then I was hot. I was like, and it just came. And everything just pushed right out. Everything just pushed out. I don't know whether it was, I had very long hair at one point in time in my life. Like, I was sitting on my dreadlocks in 8 years. Like, literally, like, my hair was down in my anus. I was sitting down on my dreadlocks. Like, so, I thought the transition from having a whole bunch of hair where it's warm, it keeps your head warm, to having a complete bald head, as my hair started, to thin out in the front, and I just cut it just for the heck of it. I thought that may have affected me also, because my crown and everything, like, my whole head was always hot for 8 years straight, and then to have the complete 180 effect to where there's nothing up there, it's down here now. I'm like, oh, well, that's probably what it is. But it was like that. Like I belched, and it's like I belched and I passed gas at the same time. And the joint, and I must have been there like belching and passing gas for like literally, like, it came out for like a good 15 seconds until like I needed to blink. Like my eyes got watery because I was sitting up there like it was coming out, like I was like, it was like a dragon, like it was actually coming out for like 15 seconds, and my eye, if you don't blink, your eyes get watery. My eyes literally got watery, and then like I felt like a chill, and then I felt like it was chilly, and then it got hot in the inside, like if I drunk some tea, like the inside got hot. So I already know, like, your brain, when it adapts to your body, it can make the change for you to heal itself. That's why I'm making this video. So, like, people that are left brain, if you notice their social pattern also, like, they're selfish. To me, they come off like they're too selfish to where they're like delayed. Like, I'm not saying like you're developmentally delayed or disabled, but I'm saying you're delayed because you don't have any like sympathy or let me see, convenience. That's the perfect word. You don't have a convenience for other people's feelings or other people's way of life. Like, if you notice a person that's left brain, mainly if they're left-handed, then you got people that's right-brained, and they're delayed also. It's like, it's different, you know. It's like, all right, you're worried about me too much if you're right-brained. But if you're left-brained, you're not worried about me at all. Get it? So I know, like, the different parts of the brain affect everything. So if you ever, like, get, I guess, ill, or if you experience some type of, you know, difficulties with dieting and, you know, just feeling healthy, you actually have to tap in to the reptilian side of your brain, like the back of your brain. And I'm being dead serious. You really, really do. Like, that's why you have to exercise. Like, you have to run or whatever the case is. Like, you have to strengthen your heart. You have to use your adrenaline. There's people out here that's never worked out before, and they just have an attitude problem. Like, you know, like, you have all this energy to be negative or to drive somebody else crazy, like, but you don't have the energy and the ferociousness that you portray to go work your own body. Like, you rather work somebody's nerves. So my advice, so this is one key thing that I do. Like, so when I was younger, I started off being left-handed, and then the teachers, principals, they made it seem like that was a bad thing for me. So they wound up training me to go right-handed, write with my right hand and be right-handed. So when I got older, I noticed, like, I went back to my left hand and I started writing with my left hand, right? And like, I couldn't stop yawning. I couldn't stop passing gas. I couldn't stop belching. Like, the first 3, 4, 5 days, I would write like a page or whatever, and I would just stop yawn. I'm talking about a long yawn if I wrote a sentence with my left hand. You feel me? But then I felt something, and I noticed something. As I'm writing with my left hand, my whole appetite increased. Like, and I got sleepier. Like, I started going to sleep, like, more, like taking like power naps. My bowels were moving correctly. It was awkward. I couldn't believe it. Next thing you know, as I'm writing with my left hand and like just simmering off of my right, like, I actually gained so much weight within like 2 weeks. Like, within 2 weeks, I literally gained like 9 pounds. Dead serious. I'm so serious. I couldn't believe it. I gained weight. Just writing with my left hand. Wasn't doing anything else. Just writing journals with my left hand. Writing how my day was going with my left hand. And I literally gained 9 pounds. So then, as I kept writing in my penmanship, it started getting better with my left hand. I noticed I wasn't, you know, yawning and nothing like that no more. I just really started getting stronger and stronger. And like, the work from holding the pen with my left hand went from like my hand being exhausted to like now it's easy, but I noticed I literally got stronger. So for everybody that's having like those health problems, it's little stuff like that that helps you. If you've been writing like your whole life with your right hand, or even writing with your left hand, switch it up, because your brain functioning, it's only 10% of the brain that you use. So your brain functioning, once it's thrown off, with the same repetition, like if it's thrown off, then you feel the change instantly. You do. So you can actually tell, like, doing the same thing over and over, like just writing with your right hand or without writing with your left hand, or doing the same repetitive thing can get you ill, can really get you sick. So one method that I used, I actually wrote my other hand and just watch what it does to you. Like, so I'm not gonna sit up here and say the cure to everything is to write with your opposite hand. I'm just saying give it a chance. I became more energetic. I got a better sleep. I became more hungry, and I used all of that as fuel to work out, and to get healthy. So when I showed you Bush, and I showed you, how the lights was blinking, and you see his eyes was kind of like jumping or whatever, like, that's because it's the back of his brain, and he's probably not left-brained or right-brained. He probably really functions through the back of his brain, which is adrenaline, reptilian sensory. Everybody has it, so don't sit up here and make it seem like somebody is out of the ordinary because you see certain effects from that person's specific brain operating, and you can see how it works when you look at them, like in their face and through their eyes or whatever. It's just, this is like basically a health page, not a page, but a health video. If you don't have the strength to go work out, then you actually have to program your brain a different way. And I'm telling you, using your other hand, the opposite hand, trying to equate the same amount of exercise, whether it's writing with it or drawing with it or whatever, really takes a toll, and it helps you. Like, you'll pass gas. Like, if you're constipated, you'll definitely pass gas. You'll definitely move your bowels. If you sit up there with a notebook and you start writing with your opposite hand, your weak hand, because it's a workout, whether you like it or not. It's not jumping rope, it's not shadow boxing, it's not lifting compounds, it's not writing. It's not running, but it's actually keying in your brain, using your brain, because you're processing words and letters, and the hold of the utensil is an exercise all by itself. When you're running, you're not really thinking about nothing until you get tired. Once you get tired, you're like, all right, I gotta run through this tiredness, right? So your first couple of strides, especially if you got some music on, you good. You're not thinking about nothing. You're not thinking about writing a whole entire page with your opposite hand. You gotta grip the pen. You have to figure out what you want to say, what you want to write, what you want to, how you gonna spell it, how is it gonna look. Is it gonna be neat? Is it gonna be sloppy? You got to angle yourself that way. So that's important. So once you're using that much brain power, and then you're strengthening the other side of your body, the part that you don't use that much, that's an exercise. So I recommend that. I recommend, if you do feel ill or you're tired or whatever, if you need to work out and you can't work out yet, write 2 or 3 pages with your opposite hand and watch how you feel.